Hey, this is Arlene. So it is December the 24th, 2019, and I am at doing a video because I'm talking about my encounter with apartment 315. So basically, what happened is that with apartment 315, I was up there doing a video, and then what happened is that I did a video with them, and then when I did the video with them, I when I did the video with them, I asked the man if he was the one stomping. And so he said, like, no, I never stomped. So we went back and forth. I have it on YouTube and stuff. So it was a really quick video. It was like maybe like a minute long, just maybe about like a minute long. And so what happened is that after the video ended, I did another video because you can hear him on Periscope talking. And so he would come out of his apartment and start saying stuff. So even though I had finished recording on my camera app, basically I was able to pick him up on Periscope. So when I picked him up on Periscope, you can hear him talking, but I did not talk to him back because I didn't want to engage in anything. But for some reason, I must have hit a nerve with him because he kept, you could tell he was agitated because he went in and he was talking to a girl and he was telling her something like, oh, he goes, man, this really is getting to me. And so he would come in and out. And so basically what happened is that he would come in and out of his apartment and start saying stuff. But I wouldn't respond to him and stuff. I wouldn't respond to him at all. So I just ignored him. And so I finished doing my video on Periscope because I was videotaping outside because I was getting frequency somewhere up there in the hills, like below Griffith Park Observatory. So then I did that, and then I had asked him, but what caught my attention with my conversation with him is that I had asked him about, he had made a comment saying that he said, I'm hardly ever here, which made me think, okay, he's hardly ever here, but is he hardly ever here because he's subletting his apartment? Is he getting paid to let people in there? Because he is a black man, okay, and this morning, earlier today, there was a guy, it was yesterday, there was a man in there, and he was talking, because I can hear it through my bathroom because of the vent. He was talking like maybe Armenian or Farsi. And he was with another girl talking. So that tells me something. And then also he was talking, when he had made that comment, then I thought about it. And then one day there were two guys in there that they were watching some kind of game or something, and they both spoke Spanish. And then another time there was like two young kids in there. So there's always somebody different. And then also, the reason why I'm getting to this is because I already did a YouTube video about the lady across from me in 214. So when I first moved in, there was a Hispanic man, a Hispanic female, and a child. So the man disappeared after a while, and it's just her and the child. But then, all of a sudden, I didn't see her, and this Asian couple were there. Not young, like, I don't know, middle-aged Asian couple. So they were there, and then what happened is that they were like spoke only Chinese, no English at all. So I did a video about it because when I lived at California Villages, there I shared the walkway with a young Asian couple. And so all of a sudden I didn't see him. And then one night I seen this middle-aged Caucasian couple go in the apartment. They had keys. They went right in. And then another time I seen a Hispanic mother and her daughter go in. And they had keys. And then another time I seen two teenage boys go in and they had keys. They were Hispanic. And I was like, there is like no way in the world that this Chinese couple have like all these relatives and stuff. And then I figured, so I did a video about it because I've seen all these nationalities go into their apartment. And then one day they came home and I seen them come home and they had like their suitcase rollers. So I don't know if they had a primary residence somewhere else. They had that apartment, or maybe they give them money or travel vouchers to take off for a few weeks. I have no idea. But anyways, they were back. But after I did that video, they never took off like that again. It was always a husband and a wife. And then, but I always noticed like every day I could hear him hanging something on the wall. And that would be it. And then the next day, I could hear him take it down like the next day. So anyways, that went on for a while and then I moved out. So getting back to over here where I'm at is that maybe what the man said is true. He made the comment, I'm hardly ever here, but he has to know who's going into his apartment because there's people staying in his apartment overnight. And then one of them are some ladies that are transvestites because they stomp. And the thing is, I already busted one because she would stomp in the apartment and then she stomped down the staircase and went all the way down to the apartment 205. And those two go out to, I've seen them together. So that's what happened. And then also, because that had happened, then I started paying attention to the footsteps. And then apartment 2 and 4, I've heard steps up and down, and then all of a sudden they come down and you go into the apartment. So after a while, I started, okay, I need to listen to the steps because I know when they go on the carpet, I could tell how many flights they go because you go from carpet to floor. So if you're walking on the carpet and it switches to floor because all the hallways are floor, then I can tell what floor you're off. So then it gives me an idea like who's coming from what floor. And then when you walk back, it tells me how far you're going. So, based on all that, I'm assuming he's getting compensated for subletting his apartment because if he said it's what he says is true, it's not always there. But he has to know something. I mean, who leaves their apartment and is not compensated for? So anyways, that's what it was. And I also wanted to do the video because he was really like super agitated and I don't know how he's compensated. I'm not saying he's a drug user or anything, but he was very agitated when I started explaining about the stomping. He did not want to hear it. And when he went in the apartment, he was still agitated because I could hear him talking to the lady that he was agitated. So it bothered him because he went on for a while because even when I started using Periscope Live, he was like agitated to the point where not just talking inside his apartment, but he would come out and like walk a little bit and then go back in and close the door and then come out. You can hear it because I did a second YouTube video about it. So that is what happened. And then, so that kept going on and on. And then all of a sudden, it got quiet. So I just finished my video and then I left. And so then that made me think about, people going in. So when he went back in the apartment, he could have stomped and stuff, and he did it. Now there is someone in there that has boots on. So I don't know. I've heard those steps before. So I don't know if it's him or not, but I've seen those boots. I've heard those steps before. So there's more stomping. So I just figure like every so often, when I have the chance, I'm going to just start coming out here and doing my videos. I get fresh air. I still get the frequencies, but at least I'm getting some fresh air and I'm not cooped up in my apartment. So anyways, I just thought that was very interesting. So there is that possibility that maybe he and the female he's with don't always live there and they're compensated for letting people use their apartment so they can target me. So I know I get targeted from that apartment. There could be stuff embedded in the ceiling, but then there's also I'm getting targeted. So anyways, so that is what's going on. And then also, before I went up and I did the video, I was at my desk in my chair, and I was getting frequencies coming up from the floor, and both of my feet were being burned. At the same time, I was getting vibrations. So I might not be able to stop the targeting, but I'm not going to sit there like some fucking idiot. And so I'm out here doing the video. And every time I feel I need to come out, I am going to come out and do a video every single time. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting fresh air right now, and I'm just doing the video. And I also wanted to do the video about 315 because he wanted to know my name, and I wouldn't give him my name. But I did tell him I live below him, and I do have my cat. So that is something that I wanted to just talk about, because I don't want anyone coming in and fucking with my cat, because that would be animal cruelty. So anyways, that's basically really what happened. And so that is something that I'll just always do videos about, because there's not much I can really do about it. So I'm just going to do a video about it and just continue to just talk about what's going on. And so I'm pretty sure now that that apartment he's probably subletting it, but I think he knows what's going on, and maybe I touched the nerve by the stomping and stuff, because right away he went off and, oh, you need to get meds and all this stuff. So I'm assuming they must have told him something, and at the same time he is getting compensated. So that's what I am probably thinking that is going on. So that is something very interesting. It's not like, I know some people want to find out like everything about it. I'm just documenting everything, and I'm making sure that I do document it, because just in case anything happens or I forget something, I just want to make sure that I have it on record about it, because I just don't want to forget. So that's really what's going on right now, and I just wanted to make sure that I have do a video about it and make sure I have everything covered and stuff on it. And very interesting. Very interesting. So that's basically what happened. So I'm sure, like as I've mentioned in prior apartments I've lived in, people must either sublet their apartments or and get compensated. I don't know if they put them up in a hotel, send them on a trip, or what they do. So that's what the one thing that caught my attention is when he said, "I'm hardly ever here," but I don't know if that's really true or not. So, you know. So that's what happened, and that's with the apartment above me. So I really wanted to just document this video because I don't want anyone screwing with my cat. And if they do, I will be back out here again. So that's one thing I really don't want anyone just to mess with my cat. I already have a feeling she's getting targeted, but you know, there's not much I could really do about it. So that is basically it. Now I did ask apartment 211 nicely, and it's on Periscope, to lower the music, and I noticed it's going back up and stuff. So I just wanted to note that also, because I don't have time for all this. And so it is December the 24th, 2019, and we are in Los Angeles, California. Oh, I'm right here by 7-Eleven. Sure did get crowded, by the way.